Hello, my beautiful, beloved friends and twin flame masculines. How are you today? Going through a rough week. We had a rough week for the masculine at this moment. A lot of energies were shifted. Also in the collective, you feel the heaviness, the despair, the rebellion, the anger, everything was going on this week again, and the insecurity and the confusion, everything came up for the divine masculine, and I feel also a lot of resentment that was arising with them. Resentment about resentment is most of the time about pain, and out of resentment you're going to blame somebody else. Most of the time you don't take the responsibility for your own actions, because our mechanism is about, pushing it away, pushing away the pain, pushing away, trying to push away the resentment in all kind of things, in all kind of situations. If it's with the COVID, if it's with something else, everything gets the blame, like the governments, like other people. And I totally understand this. It's the growth that will take self-responsibility. If you have self-responsibility, then you don't blame it on somebody else, because you know everything what happens in your life, that is what you're attracting yourself. It's what you do yourself, that is what you're attracting. So it's and that can be your thoughts, your fears, your resentment towards somebody else will get your resentment back in your life. So if you're going from the highest vibration, and the highest vibration is love, like we all know that love is the highest vibration, we will attract that. We will attract love. We will attract like-minded people. So pain, if you're in pain, you're attracting pain. If you're in bliss, you're attracting bliss. And it means that you are not in alignment with your blueprint. If you feel pain, if you feel suffering, that means that you're not in alignment with your blueprint. And then you have to go to your heart space. What is what your heart wants? And what your heart needs? What do you need in your life? And if you are knowing this, then you will make the change, make the shift, what your true soul purpose is. And it's not really your soul purpose, it's your template and your blueprint. Those both things you can, reverse. You can change the template. Okay. So let's see what's this week going on in the Divine Masculine's mind space. Burdens. He is still carrying the burden of what happened, or the burden what he is resonating with. It's time to put it down. And most of the Divine Masculine this week, they felt and they carried the burden of somebody else. And that is what they felt for a long time, but not realizing that they were carrying their burdens and they still do, you know, they still do carry those burdens. And it's time to put it down. It's time. How would it feel um, when you put the burden down? How would it feel, just to put it down? Or, you know, if it wasn't there, how would your life be feeling by that point? And if you put it down, you know, then you will change your template also. So burdens from the past, you know, go and find out what is the burden from the past, and how can you change it, because we can change everything, you know. That's why we call it a breakthrough. We can break through everything. It's the denial, it's the conviction that you're not can change anything, or you're not able to make that change. But if you try to put one burden down, um, or made a metaphor about it, you know, I always say, if I give you a magic wand, you know, what would you do about it? What would you make disappear with it? What would you, yeah, what would you make with it? I get already visions about things when I say that, you know, and transform it, you know. If there's um, I see when there is something on your path, you know, blocking you, like a boulder, or a gap in the road, or, and I give you a wand. What would you make to cross the other side of the road? You know, that's really amazing, because most of the time, you will make a bridge, or you would make the boulder disappear, or you make a slide, or something else, you know. Doesn't matter what it is, but your mind will create something to pass that gap, and your subconsciousness. So yeah, try to do that, you know. What's in the divine, how does he sees the divine feminine? He sees the divine feminine as independent, as following her path, doing what she's loving to do, you know. And that's probably, that's where the divine feminine is resonating in her blueprint, you know. If you resonate with your blueprint, and you're doing the things you love, then there is no need for being unhappy. There is no need for being sad, or being in suffering, or being in pain. Then you need to discover for yourself what it is within your system that needs, what is the need within yourself to transform that. And it could be for people that there is love, you know, they need the love, or a partner in their system, or in their surrounding, to take care of, you know. That means that you're wanting to grab it from the outside, but you first need to refill your own needs to be happy, because somebody else can't make you happy. You need to do it by yourself. So then it is, you know, pouring into your source, into the universe, to receive that love. You know, it could be, you know, that you can't be by yourself, and then you need somebody else to fill that place. But if that other person has the feeling, and their template is to do everything by their own, you know, that means that there is such a huge gap between you, and it's your needs that won't be met because of the other person wants to be by himself or wants to be alone. So that's what's going on in the divine masculine's headspace when he sees the divine feminine. You know, the divine feminine wants this connection, and his template is to walk by himself and do all the things by himself. Then it means that your templates don't match. Then you have to change your own template to fill up yourself, fill up your cups, and make yourself happy, right? Because our happiness is the greatest good of all, you know. It's the highest good for whole humanity if we are happy, without stress, without, you know. What is his higher heart saying? His higher self saying to him? What is his higher self saying to him? One card for the higher self. What does his higher self knows? What he does, what the divine masculine doesn't know yet. That he's in a heartache. Could be a heartache, you know, being away from his divine feminine and seeing that his divine feminine, you know, is working hard, is, you know, gathering the fruits of what she sowed, that she is walking her template, and that she is ready to, you know, to receive everything that she worked hard for. The divine feminine made a huge growth in her life. She made that growth. She changed that template. She needed to change that template, and because of that, she did change the template, and it didn't mean, you know, that because of she's changing that template, she's moving forward. And that's what his higher self says, you know. But his higher self said, you know, you're aching without your divine feminine, and you're trying to fulfill it with work in something else. So this is probably what you need, you know. You need to know that your divine feminine still loves you, that your divine feminine is not treating you bad or ghosting you. And that's also for the divine masculine. You know, when they're in pain, most of them start to ghost. But as divine feminine, you need to know when there is no ghosting. You know, it's an emotion, and he is living out his emotion. He is going through his emotion. So the thing about ghosting, it's I think it's a way out of order how they say, you know, somebody is ghosting you. You know, when they don't have contact, you know that there's an emotion going on there, and it could be an emotion of, you know, what you have, that's really what I want. You know, the love that you have, the fruit you can reap, you know, from the hard work you did. They have to acknowledge it, that the divine feminine worked her ass off to come in this place, because she has been here, just like the divine masculine did. And now she is ready to support the divine masculine to a higher level of growth. So if you think your divine masculine is ghosting you, no, he's not. He's going through an emotional state. Emotion. His emotions are in motion to be transformed. And he needs to transform those emotions. You know? You all know. You all know. intuitive, with your intuition, you know, and you're feeling that you know that they're going through a rough time. What's in his heart space? His divine feminine is in his heart space. He wants to do what she wants. He sees that she's free, free. She released and trained herself to be free of pain, of hurt, of disappointments, because she doesn't attach anymore to the situation. And she worked on so hard. She worked on this so hard because she was in pain for a long, long, long time. And she needed to go through this to help the divine masculine, holding his hand and lifting him up, through another level. And she also knows that he has to do it by himself, So there is no resentment against the divine masculine. There is no hardship against the masculine. If it is, it's your own pain projecting on the divine masculine and on other people. Then you have to, go through your own pain and resolve it. So that's what in his heart space is, the divine feminine. He is connecting. He's also connecting with the things he needs to do. But that's not what his template is telling him. His template is telling him, I have heartache because my divine feminine is not with me, and she is doing well, and I'm here, and I have a gap in my life. So it could mean that the divine masculine needs to solve this for himself. He knows that she's always supporting him. And what does he want from her? What does he want, and what does he need from the divine feminine? What does he need from the divine feminine? Ooh. Stop fighting. Stop fighting the connection. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. That's what he needs from the divine feminine. Stop the fight. And maybe she's too harsh on the communication, But how else will the divine masculine wake up if he does things that are not in order? How else does he want to wake up? There is a wake-up call and a breakthrough that's never going to work without pain. So he can accept the way she is and accept, that those two blueprints don't match, and go on and move on with your life and communicate this to her. Or, she will draw the sword and get the truth right in your face. Because the divine feminine is a warrior. So this is what the divine masculine needs to learn. Accepting her, accepting the things that is going on, and see his own truth, and stop the fighting within himself, you know. And but this is what he needs from her. She stops fighting. So if you're out there, Divine Feminine, and you are fighting this connection, you are fighting with your Divine Masculine, he can't handle it at this time, because he's going through emotions, he's going through pain. It could be that he is going to a breakthrough, that he's going through, you know, the dark night of the soul that's really start to awaken him. And that's he knows that the Divine Feminine knows the truth, but she knows that she needs to stop. She needs to stop with fighting him, you know, fighting him in the energy, fighting him in okay, fighting his control because he wants to control the situation. Otherwise he's helpless. He doesn't know how to deal if he doesn't have any control. So you know, it's just about, don't fight it, you know, don't fight. If he wants to have the control, that's the nature of the Divine Masculine, you know. Give him the control, let him lead the way, and let him take the action, and let him, you know, let him take the action, not where his mouth is, but let him take the action, you know, instead of fighting him all the time. That's, you know, that's not where you are coming from. You're a Divine Feminine, you're the one who needs to receive. So just lean back and, you know, let it come to you. Your Divine Masculine is a pure being. You know, it's a pure being. He's coming from love. So let him offer you the things. And yes, okay, sometimes they make mistakes, but there we have forgiveness for, right? If you're in a loving and compassionate heart, you forgive everything, because you know it doesn't have anything to do with you. It all has to do when you're centered within yourself, you know? You know, it doesn't have anything to do with you. So let it go. Don't attach to it. Don't attach. You know, if I had a situation 2 days ago with someone having a problem with telephones, you know, and I was making a video, and he got upset about it, and I was like, yeah, it's upsetting you. And I explained, you know, this is for me, this is a treasure. It's a remembrance from such a beautiful experience, what's going on here. And you see it as, you know, an attack, because you don't want to deal with telephones. Well, that's perfectly fine, but that's not my problem. Then the problem is with you. And yeah, it's taking your responsibility. And then when after we started to talk about it, we could see each other's views, and everything was hunky-dory fine. You know, that's what's going on. If you explain where you're coming from, seeing your view and their view, because both people, all other people, has their own references, you know, where they're coming from. So, and then when you explain, nothing is wrong, you know. So no hard feelings. Wow, a lot of communication here. How does he sees the relationship? The relationship is, he is guarding himself. He's not talking. There is no communication. And there needs to be communication after all, but he doesn't want to talk because he's going through emotions. He doesn't want to talk. Divine Masculine don't want to talk. So let it be. Let him be with his thoughts. Let him, do the things he needs to do. Let him, don't think about, oh my God, he is ghosting me and now he's doing this and now he's doing that. No. Make sure you're good with yourself. Make sure you're in this space of, detachment. So detach from that situation and focus yourself on what you need to do. Focus on your job, focus on your children, focus on other things, but don't focus on the Divine Masculine. Because, if he wants to tell you something, he will tell you something. And most of the Divine Masculines aren't speakers, they don't talk that much. They don't show their emotions that much. Well, I know Divine Masculines who really do talk about their emotions. But most of the time they're, because that's because their heart is in lockdown. And I feel also that there is a lot of jealousy. That could also be why he is defending himself, because he sees that the Divine Feminine is doing fine. And most of the Divine Masculines are now in the space of 8 years ago, where the Divine Feminine, or 12 years ago, where the Divine Feminine started. They just start to awaken now. They start to realize what's going on in this world. And they have no connection with that much with their heart space as the Divine Feminine. The masculines are more from the mind space, and they feel it, they feel it. How does he sees the relationship? Magic. Ooh. Magic could be involved in this situation at the moment. It could be that somebody put a spell or energy attack on the Divine Masculine. So he needs to protect himself. If your Divine Masculine is under attack of spells or under attack of thoughts of somebody else, even the thoughts that gets projected on the Divine Masculine, that can change his whole environment, that can change his energy. So I would say, if something is going on with your Divine Masculine, please email me, because I can reverse all these spells. I can cut the bindings. I can send it back to the universe. I will never send the spell back. Never. I will always transform the spell. Because if you're sending a spell back, you keep on going into this fight. And that's not what needs to be happen. The universe will take care of the karma. We don't have to do anything about it. I cut the spells, I cut the bindings, I cut the cords, I cut the blocks, I transform it for you, and your Divine Masculine is free, of all these harmful things. Because if there's a spell on him and and you're coming in his environment, it will also affect you. So it will always affect you. So whatever you do, when you know that your divine masculine is under influence of a spell or a block or a binding or, you know, a hex, let me know. I will get rid of it like this for you. You know, because no one deserves this, because they all have a free will. And then there is the resentment coming in. That's pure resentment, jealousy and resentment, when you put a spell on somebody else or a hex on somebody else. That means that you're in your ego space. That means that you're not in a sovereignty. That means that you're in pain. That means that you're not in your wits. Because when you're in your wits, you will never put a spell on somebody else. Never. This is from the ancient times, you know. This is really from the ancient times. We're going in a higher vibration, and we don't need spells anymore. We can create like this with our mindset. So this is what's going on with the divine masculine. So there is being a spell on the divine masculine, and it's out of resentment, out of jealousy, out of pain, out of hurt, and, you know, ignorance. Only ignorant people are using spell on somebody else. Yeah, so know this. This is, you know, with old cultures, you know, of a lower awareness, where this is coming from. And I know there are cultures that's still doing this, you know, to get revenge or whatever. But if you grow and grow and grow, you know that the revenge is always something that comes back to you and comes into your system, right? So don't do spells. Just, you know, create from a higher emotion, higher vibration. This is 2D, 3D work, you know. When you're going into 5D, to a higher frequency, you don't need spells. And when you go into the upper spaces and you're going to connect with your ascended masters, with your star family, you're way beyond that spell work. Okay? So that's what blocking him, and that's how he sees the relationship. He sees this relationship that could be in balance. The relationship could be in balance and could be magical with all elements, but there is a spell on it. So to keep them apart, to not intervene with each other, to not communicate with each other, that's spell work. It's all spell work. So that's what I see, what I feel. I feel the energy of the spell work. So divine masculine needs to protect himself, you know. Okay. I suggest for the divine masculines who are in pain, who are in a state of depression, not feeling well, search for your inner warrior. Search for that inner warrior that says, I'm not taking this shit anymore. I'm going to fight this shit. That's what he asked the divine feminine not to fight. Divine feminine asked him, fight for yourself. Get up and fight for yourself. You know, get your inner warrior ready and protect yourself. You know how to do it. What is blocking the divine masculine? What is blocking the divine masculine? And by the way, when your divine masculine is in a place of hurt, you know, don't talk to him, because it will only, and you come in with your love, you know, when you come in with your love, it always only bring more resentment. What is blocking him? The devil. Wow. His ego is taking over. You know, that he is in this space of really, and that is what this does, right? That is all what this does. Bring the bad side of him alive. While the divine masculine isn't a bad person. You know, it's the actions what has been taken to bring him there. It's the energy. Everything is energy. He is just, you know, in his ego. Let it go. You know, thinking too much. You know, rejecting everything. You know, I feel really this energy of get away. And that's the energy from this spell. That's the energy of this spell. So know that your divine masculine, you know, is really in a place that is not good. So don't interact with him. And he knows, you know, that's probably why he doesn't talk to you. That he don't want to talk to you, because he's not in a space where he wants to talk to you. Because he's in a bad space. You know, not knowing what to do. Addictions, drinking, smoking, name it, you know. That's where he is. To get out of it. Okay. How will he solve this? What? Oh, well, this is how he wanted to solve it. You know, to avoid it. Yeah, to avoid it. And avoidance behavior, you know. But what will it bring him? What will it bring him? Because I see it's a cycle again, all over again. The whole cycle starts all over again. He's not going to do anything about it. So because this is a spell, guys. This is just a dark energy that has taken hold of him again. You know? Vampire energy. You know, people sucking his energy out. He is listening to other people, not listening to his heart and intuition. What will, where is his focus? His focus needs to be exactly here. You know, breakthrough, rise again, get into action. You know, try to find that love again. Trying to find that love in yourself. Meditate. This is a judgment, you know, judgment call from the universe. Are you fucking doing the same thing all over again? What the heck is going on with you guys? Get your sword and protect yourself. You know how to protect yourself. Wow. This is the fierce energy of the warrior energy that comes through, that says, you know, don't be sitting there and you know, let it all happen. You know how to protect yourself against dark energies. The people are sucking you dry with with everything they have. Get rid of that vampire on your back. Get rid of it. Get rid of that devil. Where are you listening to? You're definitely not listening to your heart space. So get your inner warrior out. Where does he want the relationship to go? Where does he want the relationship to go? Where does he want the relationship to go? Wow. This is amazing. He wants the relationship to go to love, but it's blocked. He wants to come, and he wants to come quick, and he wants to take action, and he wants to come in with his love. But this, this fucking spell work is holding him back. And the person who does this spell work doesn't do it by themselves because they have no fucking clue what to do with it. They let somebody else do it for them. That's how coward they are. Come on, guys. Wake up and smell the coffee. And the divine feminine, you know he loves you. You know it's there. He wants to come in, but now it's blocked. So I need to call up on you, all your divine feminine, that when there is this, when this is going on, that you are breaking this spell for him. And if you don't know how to do it, come to me and I will help it break. Because this is, wow. This is what he wants. This is what he wants. With love, with his divine feminine. He can't take action because there is spell. And most of the divine masculine were already warned that this would happen. And it's set in by Dark Moon. It's been set in by Dark Moon. Now we're entering the 8-8 portal. And that's another portal. And this 8-8 portal this will come after the 8-8 portal. He will come in with his love. There will be union. Because, spell work is from a lower vibration. They can't reach the higher frequency. So what it's going to do, it will go directly to the divine masculine. If it's a spell on the divine feminine, and if it doesn't reach the divine masculine, it will hit their children. So or it hit your animals, or the spell will go anywhere. So go and break that spell. This is just from a lower vibrational energy, So get rid of it. For all the divine feminine, you are warned. You are warned. Divine masculine, this is going on because you were warned by this. I'm getting so fucking tired of all this, Oh, I hope they all dissolve from the planet with those lower frequencies, because it's 2D, it's a 2D frequency. It's really dark energy they're working on and they're working with. It could be projection of their own thoughts, and it's not your thing to deal with. Well, how will he feel on the union? New beginning on the new union. And I will get the other card. Wow, how does he feel on the union? New beginning, prosperity, abundance, shining, love, moving forward, and everything else. So no, if I know if there is spell work on my divine masculine, I will free him. And you can do it every month. You can do it every time. You can try it every week. But he's protected under my sword. So I won't allow that my divine masculine get attacked by spell work out of jealousy, out of spite, out of anger, out of frustration. That's yours to carry. And I'm not really taking this. I'm not really taking this. So know this. And that's not a threat. That's a certainty. So what combines them together? What combines them together is the difference of the separation. They're both looking towards to see each other again. Now all these things, it's what's happening. And new money is coming in for both of them. New abundance is coming in. And it's on both sides. That will combine them, you know. Abundance will combine them. Balance. The balance between the fire and the water. Between the action and the emotion. And being careful where they give their energy and their money to. So they're both saving money. They're both being very careful where they give their money and attention and energy to. You know, it's also about don't let yourself be breadcrumbed. You know, don't take just crumbs that they want to give you. You know, just take everything what is your birthright. Take what's your birthright. If somebody's coming to me with, you know, I have just an hour, half an hour for you, you know, to connect with you, please don't bother. You know, don't bother. I want the full attention of you being around, and not just half an hour or 2 days in a week. You know, I just want your full attention. I want your presence with me. Because I give my full attention towards you. I give all my love. I give all my attention towards you. And that's what's combining them both, you know. It's not taking breadcrumbs. So you're giving me full attention. And I give you my love. I give you my energy. I give you everything I have in my life. And I don't take just a half an hour of your time. Then don't come at all. If you don't want to connect with me, just want to connect with me for half an hour, you know, that's what the divine masculine is telling, right? This is the energy of the divine masculine. Don't get me wrong. If you just give me a half an hour, it's not enough for me, you know. You need to give me full force. You know, and the divine masculine needs to fill up. He's the divine feminine. with everything he has. He needs to take action. He needs to take, give her attention, give her the warmth, the loving, everything that she is worth. You know, otherwise she is just like, okay, that's not enough for me. I'm walking on. Walking on, you know, and that doesn't mean that she will go to another man. No, it will just say, okay, if you're ready to give me time to work with me, and you know, have more time for me, and you want to see me, that's fine, but not for half an hour. Just, you know, maybe late in the evening. Don't do it. Just say, I want your full attention, and I want it for a day. I want to spend the time with you, not just in the evenings for an hour. You know, I can do such nice things in that time. I can walk my own path, and I can do all the nice things that I want to do. You know, I'm not sitting and waiting here for you anymore. Go and do, and go to your friends, and realize that there is something else than half an hour with your divine masculine. You know, you got better things to do. What brings them together? The love, the divine feminine with her cup of love, because she fills up her cup, and she's standing for who she is, and she is in every way. That's the why. Oh wow, I get a vision now. The divine masculine and the divine feminine, they were warriors in a former lifetime. They rode together. They battled together. And they celebrated together. Wow, this is beautiful. And that's where this love is coming from. So, if your divine masculine would be attacked by another energy outside of both of you, you bet that she will grab her sword, and, you know, she will defend her divine masculine, no matter what. So it's just stopping the fight, you know, stopping the fight. And that needs intelligence to stop the fight, because people who aren't aware keep on fighting. Okay, keep on fighting what they think it's theirs, and it's not, because everybody has a free will. Let's see, let's get another card. These are a little bit hard to shuffle. The hearts. Okay, let's grab one. 2 came out. Oh my goodness. 2 came out. Romance and reflection. Give each other space at the moment. Trust and have faith that it all will work out for the best. And romance. Cupid arrow already striked. So, know this, guys. Give your divine masculine space. That's what I said, right? Don't see it as ghosting. Don't see it as he's going through emotion. Know that there is something going on in some divine masculines in some of the divine masculine's spaces, you know that there are other people influencing him, you know, in a kind of way that's not good for him at all. And they don't have the awareness of spells or things like that. They think just, oh yeah, I can do this, maybe he will return to me. No way. It just hits you because it's a karmic thing. So, okay, give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith, and just concentrating on yourself. You know, detach from the situation, sending him love. That's all he needs at the moment. Romance, Cupid arrow had striked. It's already done. You know? And it could be that it is, you know, that there is a new relationship for the divine masculine coming in. Yeah, what to do for the divine feminine in the meantime. It's an important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone, and instead of placing your focus on one another, it's now time to give it to yourself. Well, you know, this is the whole confirmation of my reading. You know, concentrate on yourself first. So, this was the reading for the divine masculine for this week. I hope you're all doing well, and bless you all, and I see you next week. Bye bye.